Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Self-Love Sunday Live with me, Jaina. I hope you are doing really, really well and having a good start to your Sunday. Today, what I wanted to talk about is spirituality and self-love and how the two really work on deepening your self-love practice. Like, I really feel like spirituality and having a spiritual path, spiritual practices have really helped me to connect to self-love and allow me to go deeper into this self-love journey. So before we get into it, I just wanted to ask you all to just sign up to my newsletter if you haven't done already, where I share a little bit more personally about my self-love journey, but also a lot more on yoga and meditation and that side of things too. So make sure you sign in. I can see a couple of you joining in. So Sharon, thank you so much for coming in as well. And yeah, if you have any comments as I go through today, just pop them in the comments box and I can answer them. I also have something coming out actually very soon where we can actually interact a little bit more, because I know there's some people who like to share their views on self-love, and I feel like I can learn a lot from you guys and we can all learn a lot from each other as well. So as we get into today's session, like I said, I wanted to talk about spirituality. And I feel like a spiritual path, especially when you're on this self-love journey, a spiritual path is really going to deepen your self-love because it makes you not feel like you're alone. Like, I feel like when you connect to spirituality and you connect to something that is bigger than you, that is beyond you, you start to feel a sense of connection and a sense of feeling like you belong to something that is greater. And I think sometimes when you're going through life and you might not be able to turn to your friends and family, especially like on a day-to-day basis, like sometimes your friends and family can be there for you, but you can't always go to them to get that feeling of being like deeply loved. And the reason that that can happen is because, you know, I'm working on my self-love journey, and I'm really trying to work on loving all the different parts of myself, as is other people, everyone else. But we don't always fully love ourselves. And because we can't fully love ourselves completely, it's very hard to then love others fully and completely. And we can practice it. So obviously the path of unconditional love and connecting to our heart can help us to really love ourselves and to love others from a place of unconditional love. But really that is, you know, it takes quite a lot to get there. So I really feel like, you know, during times when you're going through like difficult times and you feel like you just need to feel a deep sense of love, you know, pure love, a spiritual practice can really help you to start to feel that and feel that connection to that deeper aspect of love that exists within you, right? So what does spirituality look like for me? So I think first of all, it's like really believing in something greater than myself. So understanding that there is something beyond me and that I am a particle in this ocean of divinity. And I also understand that I am not God or a higher being or a supreme in any way, but I am an aspect of God. And I think we all need to understand that we are all aspects of God. And then as we all come together and we connect, we really can connect to something divine, like really divine, and powerful and strong and beautiful. And I really feel like when we can start to see ourselves in that way, we can strip ourselves of the ego. And, you know, I think when you're on this path of self-development, self-empowerment, self-love, it can be a bit like self, right? And I think, you know, there are times where your ego can step in. So I feel like when you're on the spiritual path and you're understanding that there's something beyond you, you can really start to strip the ego and go beyond the ego. So for me, in order to connect to that which is greater than myself, there's lots of different spiritual practices that I do, and I'm sure many of you do these too, but meditation definitely. So I definitely feel like when I sit in meditation, I can definitely feel like a connection to something that is bigger than me. And it's also not just for me, it comes through feeling, like I really feel it. I feel like a deep sense of peace. For some other people, through meditation, it could be almost seeing things, seeing things, seeing lights and connecting to energy in that way. Or it could be just feeling the energy. And also, like for myself, like I practice Reiki. So that's another way, like I feel a connection to the divine, because I feel like with Reiki, you're working with energy. You're allowing yourself to open up and to be a vessel for the energy of something greater than you to come through you to help and heal others. So for me, I definitely feel like working with energy is a really spiritual practice as well. Then obviously there are lots of religious practices, which I do as well, which I really feel like is obviously a great way to connect spiritually. And whichever religion you follow, you're definitely going to have that connection to something greater, and that can help you to understand, the deeper aspects of love. And I'll go into that in a little bit more in a moment. But also, I definitely feel like journaling for me definitely is a great way to connect to the spiritual and the divine. And the reason I do that, and the reason why journaling is for me that connection, is because when I journal, I address my journaling to God, a higher being, angels, spirit guides, ancestors even. You can address it to your ancestors. So I feel like it's definitely then going beyond myself and connecting to something great, and always connecting to this support system that we all have and that we can all access if we really truly believe in it, and also allow ourselves to feel open to receive the love that they have to offer. And you'll feel it. You'll really start to feel it. And I'll go into that in a second as well, and I'll give you an example of that. But also just sharing other practices you can do. So walking in nature or just being in nature can really help you to connect to something greater than you. And also prayer. So praying. And I definitely have experienced the power of prayer. And if you have too, you will know, like, it can really shift things and open things up and allow you to heal a lot quite deeply. And especially when you've been going through like a really difficult time, the power of prayer can really help you to move through your suffering and through your pain to get to a place of acceptance and of just feeling a little bit more at ease with whatever it is that you're going through. So prayer is definitely powerful and a powerful spiritual practice. And then also I feel like spirituality can really open up your heart center. And I feel like, I'll give you an example of this. So the other day, my kids, so I've got 2 kids and 2 girls, and they were just driving me crazy, to be honest. They were just like running around so much and fighting with each other, and it just like it kept going on for the whole day. And then I think there was one point where I just lost it and I just shouted at them, and I felt like terrible and I feel really bad. And I think whenever this happens, I feel really bad for shouting at them, and I just feel really guilty, and I just hate that I did that, and I hate being that kind of person that does that. But I feel like the other day what happened was I then went and sat in my sort of spiritual space. So I have, like, in Gujarati we call it like a divo area, which is also known as like an altar space. So I just sat there and I had like all my pictures of all the gods and the gurus that I follow, and I just sat there and I just got quiet and I just looked at them all and all these pictures that I have, and the words that just came to me were like, give yourself some grace, give yourself some grace. And I really felt like that's what I needed to hear in that moment, because I was totally beating myself up about it. Mothering is really, really difficult, and I struggle with it a lot. And it was really nice to just feel that I didn't feel like I was alone. And in that moment, I felt loved, like I felt really loved. I could not love myself in that moment. But I felt love from something that was beyond me. So that was really, I felt like that was really strong and really powerful for myself. And so what I want to finish with here today is just to give you an affirmation. And it's really, really simple. It's just, I am loved. Like, I am loved. And I think, like, if you are going through a difficult time, or you're beating yourself up about something, and you're putting this weight and this pressure, you're feeling guilty, or you're feeling like a failure, or you're just feeling down, just affirm to yourself, I am loved. I am loved. And even if you don't feel that love for yourself, just affirm, I am loved. Because even if you don't feel that love for yourself, there is something greater and something beyond you that loves you so much, and can give you the love that you really are probably seeking in this world. It's just allowing yourself to go within, to connect deeply into yourself. And spirituality allows you to go within and into your spiritual world, your spiritual realm, and your inner world, to really connect to that space of deep, pure, unconditional love. So yeah, I think that's what I wanted to share today, and I feel like this is a really powerful topic, and I hope that you all got something out of it. If you just joined in at the end, I can see a couple of you joined in at the end. If you missed it, you can catch up on my profile page. So this will be shared on my Instagram profile page and also on my YouTube channel. And I would also be so grateful if you could share it with your friends, your followers, your family, or anyone else who could benefit from this, or someone who can perhaps just hear these words, just hear the words, and just to be affirmed that they are loved, right? So yeah, I hope this helped you, and I'm wishing you all a really good Sunday, and I look forward to seeing you next Sunday. Take care. Bye.